About 250 miles in bubbles. It was great fun. Hello, Charlotte.
Hello, Jonty.
Hello. Yeah, what sort of week have you had, Dean Seaside?
Well, we've been very busy, haven't we?
We've been very busy.
You've been doing a lot of driving. How many miles have
I
you
had
done?
about 250 miles in bubbles. It was great fun. We went to my aunt and uncle's 60th wedding anniversary. Dinner at a Crown pub in Wells. And it was a great fun day listening to their stories. Not many marriages last 60 years nowadays.
It was also your aunt's 85th birthday,
Yes.
which is amazing. And they're so happy. They're still active. And Roy, your uncle, was telling the lovely story of how they met
Yes.
when they were still in the teenagers. And then he moved away, went to Cyprus for a couple of years. National service, wasn't it?
National Service, yeah. The Army.
Yeah, and then came back and then started dating. And so that's lovely. And it would be, if anybody's out there listening, tell us how long you've been married.
Yes.
And when I told my mum about it, my mum said that the royalty used to give telegram if you were married for 60 years. We'll have to find out if they got a message. I'm sure it wouldn't be a telegram this day and age.
No, email.
Letter or a post, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but how amazing is that?
That was very good. Very good. Very nice day out. And the first half of the week was good as well. A bit hot, I have to say. There was a forest fire in the New Forest, and the road got closed. And so everything got diverted through Salisbury.
The A31.
Yeah.
But it's still going on. It lasted all last week.
Yeah.
So the forest fires and then the traffic. There's already a lot of traffic going through. There's loads of roadworks where they're renewing the traffic lights.
Yes.
And so there's a lot of I can cope moments.
There was. I mean, can take up to half an hour to get from here to the pub.
Yeah.
Which is a lot of I can cope.
Usually it would take about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So like tripling your journey. I'm always working out the nippy routes through to.
Well, I don't like going Peter's Finger Road because it's too bumpy.
Well,
It's narrow, so creepy clip wing mirrors. But it works. We did it. We got through the week. Everything was all right.
and you didn't have any moments of panic with the driving?
No, driving is cracked. Jumping in the deep end, going from Market Lavington to Salisbury, it cracked that one.
On the first day?
On the first day, the
Yeah.
first drive, 15 years. Worked well, but it was scary. I don't get scared anymore. I drive Wells, and yeah, I can cope with it. We got beat at the hooted at by a Range Rover coming round the roundabout. I mean, obviously, I saw a Jack wait for it, and he didn't like it.
No, there was nothing wrong with what you did. He was just being impatient.
Yeah, he was just wanting to blast his horn off at somebody.
But
A bit rude.
not only did you drive to Wales, we also went on from Wales to Glastonbury.
Oh yes, we went to Glastonbury. Yeah, that was nice. We
Yeah.
had a nice time there.
Had a look around the shops and what was left of the day, didn't we?
Yeah,
And then we had some refreshment.
met some nice people.
And then you drove all the way back.
I did.
So that was like 2 hours.
Yes.
That's your longest drive, isn't it?
And that's the longest drive I've done recently. The longest drive I ever did was actually 18 hours. I went from Southampton to Salisbury to Brussels to Vienna.
Yeah.
When I was a salesman. That was when I was 32, I think, or 33. 30 probably. And
The recent driving.
yeah,
You're in control of
yeah.
it. There's no I can cope moment, is there?
No, I don't get it. I have anxiety still. That's unfortunately that's a bit part of me now. It's recedes, but it comes back.
When do you get that anxiety?
Mostly in the mornings. I get anxiety.
What about what the day might hold?
It depends on what I'm thinking. if I left alone to my thoughts and I've got a problem, I tend to dwell on it and end up with lots more problems, and then I get anxious.
But that's quite common in the negative thought pattern.
I think it is. I think we've got to get rid of the
Yeah.
problems, really.
And you're still training yourself. Have you been telling your thoughts to leave your head?
No, I haven't done that. I've just struggled through with it, get to a point, and I jump in bubbles and drive to the pub.
And then because you're focused on something else,
Yes, and then by the time I'm halfway to the pub, the anxiety's left me,
that's good.
which is good.
Yeah, rather than saying I can't do it now.
Yeah.
So how
Yeah.
far do you think you've come in that road? You know.
Quite a long way. I'm a lot better this year than I was last year, which is better than last year. You know, it's a slow process, really, but we are getting there. You know, I'm looking forward to, you know, the winter actually, which is when I normally get low mood.
And what makes you look forward to the winter?
Well, I've got Bubbles, I've got you, I've got Pansy here. You know, my pub's a very clever little pub. It runs itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you've putting processes in place, changing your focus,
Yes.
recognizing when you've got a negative thought,
Yeah.
and obviously it's still human nature to dwell on them
Yes.
before you recognize what you've done with your thoughts,
Yeah.
and then bringing it back. Is it logical? Do I need to entertain this thought? Let's just change
Well,
it.
it's not as easy to get rid of them as you make it sound.
No.
They do, you know, you can have to tell them to piss off.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But you recognize.
Yeah, you end up walking down the road, saying things which, you know, people think that, you know, wrong, basically, but they are going. I mean, basically, you can't get to 62 without a bit of bad times, and memories do trigger thoughts.
It does, and also other people around you might trigger them as well. Just
Yeah,
by different
people trigger. Talking to people. I mean, I've got a lovely day. I go to the Box Row in the morning, a Arctic Tavern at lunchtime, and then Duke just after lunch, and then Hook and Glove is a nice pub to go to, and then at Farley, and then the Green Dragon in the evening. That's a lovely day out, talking to people as you go, making friends. You can't have too many friends.
I'm scared.
That's what we do.
So with the negative thoughts,
Yes.
most people aren't recognizing that these thoughts are they are in control of them. They just allow their minds to, you know, keep creating the same thoughts that don't serve them. Things like, I can't do that. I feel sad. You've made me feel sad.
Yes.
You've caused
yes.
me anger. It's your fault. And doing all the blame thing. And if so-and-so hadn't have done that, I wouldn't be feeling like this. And
That's
you know,
right. That's right.
the thoughts
That's
have
right.
gone down the roll.
But
path.
once you open the door, they flood in. But you sent me a nice clip of somebody on the internet talking about this, which I followed.
What were they saying?
Well, I can't really remember. I practice it, but I can't remember what they were saying.
So what do you practice then?
Well, basically looking at it from another point of view. You
Yeah.
know, there's always two ways to look at something: the worst case scenario, or you look at it with the best case scenario,
Yeah.
and you follow the best case scenario.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying about when you get your thoughts and a thought in your head. It's like saying, I'm no good at blah blah blah. I'm no good at driving. You know,
No.
singing or talking, speaking, all of these things that we kind of hold ourselves back for something we want to be doing.
Yes.
And then in our mind, we tell ourselves all the bad things that happen. So if it's speaking, because that's a really common thing, that people who suffer from anxiety about doing public speaking, and they'll just clam up, go pink, which is an example of what the internal dialogue is going on. And you're telling ourselves that everybody's going to laugh at them, when most people want everybody to do really well. They want them to do their best. When you have that thought, is it logical? Is this a thought that's logical for working out for me? If it's not, and you've gone through that process, then it's like, why am I entertaining that? What thought do I want to be thinking? That most people want to help. Most people want to see you succeed. If a lot of males out there that might be going, no, I always have a good laugh and my friends fall over because it's funny. Some of these things aren't funny and it's good banter, but realistically, if you want your friends to do well, we all want to be cheerleaders for them, help supporting them, encouraging them, motivating them, and not laughing at when they're on their downfall. And most people don't actually laugh at people on their downfall, most good people. And it's about that encouragement and knowing that other people have got your back. They are doing that. They're helping you. They want you to have a healthy mental health, healthy thoughts. And you find that, and when you're going out socially, isn't it, with your friends, you talk.
Well, I like to talk to somebody every half an hour or so, because a nice person every half an hour or so, because it makes me feel better. And I like talking to them, they like talking to me, and it works.
Yeah.
It lifts me up again.
Yeah.
I hate to be on my own somewhere with nobody to talk to. I go round the bend. Well, I did go round the bend. I lived in my cottage for 8 years on my own, and I don't want to do that again.
No.
Not nice.
Well, we are a sociable bunch.
Yeah.
Humans. And we do need each other to help.
Talking is a way of filtering your own thoughts.
Yeah.
So you filter your thoughts, basically.
Yeah, it is. It's not comparing yourself to anybody. Not at all. You don't want to be doing that. Because every one of us is an individual.
No.
And we're all seeing things from our own perspective.
That's right.
From our own experience. I mean, a good example of that is you're watching a film with family or friends.
Yes.
And the film
Yes.
is saying, it's not saying anything different to the person next to you. It is saying what it's saying. But each one of those people in the room that's watching it will respond differently. Some will laugh, some will cry, some will just be, I don't get it. They're all to the same storyline. And that's because of our perception and our internal dialogue and our own experiences and how we filter these things through. And a lot of people can forget that. And they'll just think, well, you saw the same as me. You should respond the same as I am. But it's not like that. Everybody's individual.
No, it's not.
And sometimes we have to remind ourselves that, especially with our expectations on life and ourselves, not to put us through a hard time. like before you started driving, you're putting yourself through a hard time thinking that you'll never be able to do it again at one stage.
But I was panicking about it.
Yeah. And now, if your present self that's sitting here right now could tell your past self, 2 months ago, what would you say?
Well, the circumstances were different. I was living above a pub 7 days of the week with anxiety, because if you live above a pub, you're always on call and you're working. I've been doing that for 7.5 years. So it was, I was an anxious wreck, but I'm not quite an anxious wreck anymore. What
advice would you give to your younger self then?
In what ways? About driving?
Yeah, where you are now with your driving.
Well, circumstances have changed. If I went back 2 months, I'd be the same as I was 2 months ago.
No. So I'm you, 2 months ago, sat next to you.
It'll all get better.
Is that what?
That's my advice, is it gets better.
Yeah? So then tell yourself that it gets better.
It'll get better. It'll all get better. But yes, it will get better.
That's good. So that's That's really nice, isn't it? Having that
I
opportunity.
mean, moving house is quite a big thing, and moving in with somebody is also quite a big thing.
Yeah.
It was a lot of height and cope, worrying about the pub, worrying about Pansy, worrying about moving in here. None of my fears came true, which is why I'm more relaxed now.
Yeah.
And I should get more and more relaxed as time goes by. But it's a long process you have to go through. You can't just suddenly be sorted.
Well, no, but what would sorted look like anyway? Because there is no such thing as perfection.
No, but yes.
So what would sorted look like, Jonty?
I don't know. I don't know.
No. No. So that's the thing, isn't it, when we're talking about where we want to be, is having an idea of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're in a really good place.
I've been in a really good place as well.
Yeah, and I'm so proud of how you got on with your driving. I could never envisage it any better than how you're doing it.
No. Well, it's a lovely little car. My sister chose it really well, and it works perfectly.
Yeah. I think, the steps that you've put in place to manage the anxiety, have no panic attacks that I'm aware of.
No, I don't get panic attacks anymore.
No, and put all these things in place. Do 200 miles driving last week,
Yeah.
all with ease.
Yeah.
So, just like, I'm going to drive.
Yeah.
Let's get in the car. And you're even offering to give people lifts, which is amazing.
Yeah, I give people lifts from the pub, some people.
Yeah. You're just enjoying it. So I'm really glad that you're enjoying life.
Well, I don't drink, so, what's harming me taking bubbles for a spin?
Well, it's nice because that shows that you're enjoying driving and enjoying your life.
Yeah, I'm enjoying myself.
That's really, really good. Really good.
I'm enjoying myself.
Yeah. And I drove just 6 hours on Saturday up to Stansted Airport and back, dropping my son and his best friends, so Fabian and Freddie, off at Stansted Airport. So they were off to Vienna to go and watch Deftones bands, and then they're going to Salzburg hiking, so they won't be coming back till next Saturday.
Sure.
Freddie's mum she's gonna go and pick him up for me, so that's nice we shared that. So that was a long day, wasn't it, in the car?
It was a long bit. Going there was easy, but coming back was a bit traffic jam.
It was, but there was nothing. I didn't have any I can cope moments.
No, it was straightforward. Traffic jams aren't really bad, and it's still dying to go to the bathroom. Which is what happened the other day. I got stuck in. I drank a lot of soda water in the pub and thought I'd nip home and got stuck in a traffic jam for half an hour.
Yeah.
I made it, but it was very difficult.
It is. And I think if you're finding yourself stuck in traffic and you're starting to find these thoughts of getting cross, angry, frustrated, just bring yourself back, because you're not doing your body or your mind any good. And you can't get there any quicker. You just have to go with the flow, accept it is what it is.
Just relax.
Yeah, and just think you will get there in time.
Yeah.
And, just open the windows.
I mean, basically, the one thing that I've always worked on is that it all works out in the end.
It does.
It somehow always does. And you need to follow that.
Definitely.
And you sit in the traffic jam thinking, listen to the music, and it's all going to be okay in the end.
Absolutely. Absolutely that.
All works out.
It does all work out. That's brilliant. Thank you, Jonty.
That's all right, Charlotte person.
Well, I'm Charlotte Phillips, Clinical Hypnotherapist and NLP Practitioner at whatisyourstory.co.uk.
And I'm Jonty, landlord of the Duke of York pub in Salisbury.
Do subscribe to I Can Cope Method on YouTube or visit icancope.co.uk. You take care and comment below about your driving experiences or panic. What helps you? Bye for now.